So then the World Food Program gave the okay to drop. And as the plane was coming closer, we saw that it was way over toward us rather than coming along the drop side. It was much more coming, toward us. And so the World Food Program people tried to get them to change their course, and get closer to the drop side. So they did not abort. And the pallet was pushed out, the bags opened up. And so we were just running for our lives. And fortunately, I must have tripped because the bag hit my leg instead of my head. It made, I guess, a great big hole in the ground the way that it was over 100-pound bag of grain coming at 120 miles an hour down. And fortunately, I was the only one that was hit. And so the reason I'm alive is because when we come out of the base camp of Lokachokio on the Kenyan side of the border, we go and we sit on the floor in a supply plane, and if there's room for us, we go, and if there's not, if there's too many supplies and there's not room for us, we don't go. And so that day, at the last minute, a UNICEF doctor came up.
I was very, very worried because when we got into the plane, everything seemed fine. We started the IV line, and then as we were cruising, I told the pilots to keep at low altitude. But then at the bottom of the bed, I was sitting at the bottom of the bed, the nurses were sitting at the top. I noticed a lot of blood, and it was really terrifying. I think that she lost over 2 liters of blood.
My artery was broken in the groin, and so I was bleeding. Is actually what happened. So they carried me, to the plane, and then they got me down to Lokachokio, the base camp, and called the International Committee of the Red Cross doctors to come from their hospital over to Lokachokio and set up a mini operating theater in the tool shed there. So they stopped the bleeding, and then they brought another plane in from another drop site that hadn't dropped yet. And so they carried me over the bags of grain, just like the one that hit me, that knocked my leg to smithereens, to get me down to Nairobi and to save my life. And so here I am to tell the tale.